Going. Okay, awesome. Hi, guys. All right, I'm hoping more will jump on here in just a minute, but my name's Tanya Sheldon. I'm coming to you from Meridian, Idaho. No snow here, but I know South Dakota is going to get some again. Sucks for you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, happy Monday. Okay, we're going to get right to it. I just first of all want to make sure that everybody saw, and I just want to encourage you. I have a quick story about two of my teammates that we know with New Orleans that the costs are high, right? And what they worked out is one of them knew that she could cut costs by driving. And so she is driving to New Orleans, and then another teammate is flying from their location and meeting her about halfway in Kansas City, and then driving with her the rest of the way. And they'll share a room, but there's just ways that I know we can get creative if you're still looking for that. So please don't discount it. If you're looking for ways to get creative, please let people know, because I know that we can find ways to get you there. And then that being said, I don't know if everybody saw, but Thursday night, there's a sequin soiree. That's going to be so fun too. So looking forward to that. Okay. So for tonight, you are in for a treat. We have Master Pro 10 Jill Pearson here tonight, and a little bit about Jill. Jill is married to Gabe Pearson, and together they have two kids, Natalie and Gabriel, 23 and 20, and they met at Florida State. Jill was in corporate communications for 15 years. She was a writer, producer, and director, and she has owned her own business, and together she and Gabe created a corporate wellness company with Gabe as the trainer. And life was very good for them, going well. And then 2008 happened. And I got to talk to Jill a little bit before tonight. And one thing I can tell you about Jill, you guys, is empty your mind, empty your cup, and allow her to fill it back up tonight, because she always comes with so much heart, and she comes with so much intention. She's not just an off the cuff kind of person. She really comes with intention to really touch you in the most fabulous way and really inspire you and motivate you to continue to move forward. So with that, Jill, I'm so grateful that you're here and so humbled that I got to introduce you. So thank you for being here.
Well, I am literally so excited. I've been excited all day. I prepared this morning for each of you. I prayed, what would touch each and every one of you. And Tanya, thank you for the beautiful introduction. I treasured that time we had before this meeting. And I tell you guys, Tanya is one of a kind. She is dedicated, committed. She is all in for each and every one of you. And her vision is clear and her heart is pure. And so hang on to her coattails, because she's going to the top, you guys. And she knows this business. She's been in network marketing years and years, and she knows foundationally what it takes to reach these elite ranks. So thank you again for that time. And I know it's tough, even with those 3 kids you're raising too. We talked about that. So thank you for this time and that beautiful introduction as well. Everyone can hear me great? All right. I don't know how you guys do it up north. Is everybody up in the cold tundra? Like I say, on the other side of the planet. Like I'm cold natured, so I'm wearing this, but I have my flip-flops on today. So spring is coming. The birds are chirping here in Florida, so it's coming for you. I wanted to start off with my story. When I saw the photo of the promo, I'm going to share the screen with you. Is that okay? Let me see. I made these slides real quick. Let's see. Okay, you see this picture. It's probably from around 2013. And the story goes back to, let me stop the share. Everyone can see this real quick. So I wish I looked as young as that, but still, that 2013-ish time. And the beautiful story behind that is my daughter was like in middle school playing elite level soccer. And we had been hit by that 2008 crisis, right? And it was really, it was really tough to even elite soccer. I don't know. Have you ever been part of those elite sports and how expensive it is? And it's like almost like it's rigged, right? Because you got to keep pouring money into the system. And we were going through the '08 crisis. We had just been introduced to LifeVantage. And we joined this network marketing company. Of course, we wanted nothing to do with network marketing, but my husband saw clearly the power of our one-of-a-kind of product, of our flagship product, Pro Tandem. And at the time, we owned a wellness company with 18 trainers and big clients, big billion-dollar corporations. And we happened to be working with the Mayo Clinic at the time. And we said, hey, how do you know this is the real deal? We don't endorse supplements in our wellness program. And they go, well, if you go to pubmed.gov, and there's a study on the product, not an ingredient, you're onto something. So we check that box. And literally, my husband saw clearly the path. He said, Jill, once we got this validated, he goes, literally, we can make millions. We can make millions. He was so clear. Meanwhile, I'm at the, holding it all together. I'm operations of a couple admin and these 18 trainers and keeping everything of a small business pulled together. And I'm at the soccer fields now with my daughter, barely able to afford these elite sports. And I don't know if you know, have you ever networked with families at these sporting events if you have children? And hold on, let me turn my pin on. I got a spotlight for everyone. Does that work? Has he still got me? So, this woman said she was a professional photographer. And I said, well, we've just started this business, and I'm sure I threw up on her in all the wrong ways, right? I just vomited the concept of network marketing and the amazing benefits of Pro Tandem and all the disease states on her, because I did everything wrong, right? And I said, when we start generating a little more income, I'd love for you to take our pictures. I would love for you to be able to get our family together and take our photos. I don't even know if we'd ever had a professional photographer before. I can't recall. And so in about 2013, we were able to move out of, the story ties in that we were able to earn enough money to keep our kids in private school, which was like $2,200 a month. Then because of our belief and our discipline and working in the nicks and crannies, we were able to build that income further to that elite Pro 7 rank, elite Pro 8 rank, elite Pro 9, and then that master Pro 10 rank. And I remember the joy of being able to call her and hire her for that picture. So when it came across my desk a few days ago, I was like, oh, I have to tell that story. And still today, I tell that story to the photographer, how we finally were able to move full circle and hire her. And I know it was just one of those moments along the journey, something we could do for our family. And that's, our story of that this is possible. Like I was a video gal, I call Gym Guy and Video Gal. And if we can do this, each and every one of you on this line can share and serve others, which is critical. It's foundational. It's a basic principle in network marketing. So out of this beautiful, beautiful business where we're serving other people, I want you to start putting on that lens, and I know Michelle and Sean Poe always are putting on that lens. And even Tanya, I saw that of serving others. Don't think you're selling, whose life are you going to change? Whose life, like our life, was forever changed when a stranger came up to us at a networking event. And still today, I've only met her one time. She's never helped me with this business at all. We were like, move out of my way. We're working and we're going to get this thing done. We're going to get this project done. So out of this, has been this blessing of our children being exposed to the most amazing mentors and people I've ever worked with, ever. I've been a part of this industry longer than I've worked any other profession. And this is truly a solid business model with LifeVantage, solid business model. So fast forward to 2022. And my son is now in college. He's an entrepreneur pretty much at birth, but we've of course nurtured this. You know, his favorite song at 2 was "I Want to Be a Billionaire." So if that says everything to you. So this is a photo of him on the beach leading a team of salespeople for a solar company he started a few months ago. And he's on the far right-hand corner, and his name is Gabriel, like the angel, and he truly is. And it's not about really bragging about Gabriel. There's a point to this. And he gets up at sunrise, he walks on the beach with this group and exercises and prays, and they walk and they manifest their dreams, their goals as they walk. And this is a discipline. And so he goes, "Mom, have you read this book, Think and Grow Rich?" And I said, "Well, you know, I read this years ago. Of course, I'm reading all the time. And, so I'm always one step ahead of you guys, and plus my own personal growth and development, right? I'm always reading and moving things in action and applying it to the trainings we have so often right here at LifeVantage." So of course, I got the book. I got the Think and Grow Rich, and I'm really challenging you to get this book if you haven't. It's a challenging read, right? It's a challenging read. And I wanted to share something else. But before I get into that, I want to ask you guys, if you're brand new, have you ever felt, I'm not sure of the group on the line tonight, have you ever felt like there was so much coming at you? I remember being brand new. I didn't know where to even start. I was like, there is so much. I'm basically learning a new profession. Or maybe if you've been in for a while, you might be thinking, I'm not moving. I've been in for years and I'm not moving up the ranks like I want. Or I'm not where I thought I would be. I saw the vision clearly when I signed up as a distributor. Or maybe you're working bell to bell, leaving the house at 7 a.m., coming home at 6. The kids are screaming at you, having to go to these soccer events or baseball or football. And then you've got this pressure of wanting to build your business, but not enough time. Or a lot of times for me, I don't know if you ever feel like this, I'll say, "Oh my gosh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll read that passage tomorrow. I'll work on that video tomorrow. Oh, I'll call my leads tomorrow," right? When I'm feeling better or more clear-headed or have more energy, right? So he recommended this book. And so I get to the second chapter and he goes, "Mom, have you made a decision, right? But first, I want to ask you, have you made that decision?" Right? This is a rebirth of LifeVantage right now. So these are some of the key principles out of this book, and really key principles of success. And have you fixated your mind, not so much on the money, but the goal? Of course, I have a monetary, but then with our business, with LifeVantage in network marketing, we have to reverse engineer and go, how many people's lives do I need to change in order to reach that goal? Have you actually determined that? To hit the Master Pro 10 rank, we have to work around 25 elites. And so in order to do that, sometimes have you guys ever felt like you're nervous about doing a Facebook Live or nervous to call on somebody? What I do is I say, I'm going to move out of that fear for you. I'm going to do it for you. Because what if it was that stranger that came up to me? What if she didn't have the courage to come up to me? And just think of all the lives, the hundreds of lives that have been impacted by all of you, because one person came up to me, had the courage, right? And we have to be clear on that. So fixate your mind on the money or the goal, right? Elite Pro 7, Pro 5, we just wanted to make $2,200 a month. To determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money. You're going to give up some Netflix every night, turn off the TV, stop checking emails, stop, maybe, we are getting ready to get ready, some of those concepts, right? Those are really fear-based. So we have to kind of look at ourselves and go, okay, why am I not moving into action, right? And that's when you start reading, you identify it and you move on. That's a whole nother training. Establish a definite date. And then create a definite plan and write a concise statement. So my son, he's like, Mom, have you written it? Have you written it? Have you done this? And I'm like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, Gabriel. I'll do it tomorrow. And this guy's like, like self-help guru right now, right? He's on the beach manifesting his whole life. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it tomorrow, I promise. So for Christmas, he gives me this, I call it my golden book, right? Because it's actually got gold in there. It's the first time he's ever given me a Christmas present. You know what I mean? Like as an adult, like not a Christmas ornament from elementary school. So I walk around with this. I literally put it in my briefcase and drive around with it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to write it when I'm at Elite Academy. I'm going to write in it when I'm alone. So this is a sign, you guys. This is a sign of not committing, of not making a decision, a sign of fear. So I'm getting you to look at ourselves. I'm guilty, right? I'm guilty. So last night, I just finished a 9-day liver cleanse. So I'm like, I'm ready. I met a goal, right? And I'm clear-headed. I'm ready. So just as an aside, taking care of your body as a leader is super important. Working out, eating good, to have that energy, because we need that energy, right? To lead people. We need to give a lot of energy and to serve. So just remember, that's an aside. So last night, look what I did. I did it. And it was really weird, you guys, because I always have my goals swimming around in my head, right? Like, do you have oh, I want to be an Elite Pro 7. Oh, I'm going to call someone tomorrow, right? Oh, I'm not going to watch TV tonight. I mean, these are things that are going around in my head, right? So I write it. It feels really weird. And maybe you guys are better than me on this one. And you've done all this and you're like, I got my dream board, Jill, I'm good, But it was really interesting. And I do a lot of writing, you guys, but this was different. This was the reset button. This felt different. This is the real deal. Like, I put how much money I want to earn, how much money I want to earn every month. I will block out time. I will rise at 5 a.m. And this morning I set it for 5:30, right? To get up, to be ahead of, because the day gets away from you quick, right? So we need to have that quiet time to prepare. I will achieve this goal by December 31st, 2024. I will go online. I have challenges with going online learning because I'm a little bit older, right? It feels uncomfortable to be a marketer in this new economy, right? It feels a little different. It's like learning how to invite again. I will become the best online marketer. I will become the top recruiter in the world at LifeVantage, the best leader of leaders. Most importantly, I will love all in an effort to connect all in love. That's my passion and mission. And that developed over time at LifeVantage. But so I call my son, I go, Gabriel, I did it. And it felt really weird, Gabriel. He goes, that's okay, Mom. He goes, that's just your first draft. I've had many drafts. And then what we need to do is that we need to read it before we go to bed at night and when we wake up. So what's the benefit to you? You know, remember, if we rewind to when I first started talking, are you moving into action? Are you brand new and not know where to go? Are you kind of in this space? I don't like to use the word stuck, but you're kind of plateaued. Are you making excuses? This is a reset button for you. And I know it's like that cheesy dream board, right? But I really want you to read this when you wake up and when you go to bed at night, and get this as a resource book. And like I said, it's not an easy read. So my son has been doing this for over 8 months. And he says to me last night, he goes, Mom, this works. This really works. And I'm like almost in tears, right? This is like my son who's teaching me, right? And he goes, 8 months ago, you guys, he lands in Boca. He starts a solar company at 19. He starts to manifest and change the energy, that positive energy, that these goals are achievable and will be achieved. He changes the vibration of everything. He's sleeping in dorm rooms that don't belong to him, on couches, having meetings in dorm rooms. He manifests 2 billionaires he walks on the beach with, who refers him to another highly successful person in Boca that gives him office space in downtown Boca and a place to live in the most prestigious place in Boca. And he goes, last night, he goes, Mom, you wouldn't believe what's happened to me in the last 3 days. And he's like a guy, he doesn't tell, you know how girls talk all the detail. He won't tell me every detail. I'm like, oh. But my point is, I know from my own work and growth and development that we have to get our minds right and be definite to change that vibration and make that decision for the rebirth that's going on right now at LifeVantage. You do not want to miss what's going on. This is the rebirth, like day one at LifeVantage, when the switch was flipped over 13 years ago. And we took that ride in momentum. You do not want to miss this. I was talking to our chief legal officer a couple of months ago, and she goes, Jill, what do you think? What do you think what's going on? Because she knew I knew everything at this point. And I go, you know what, Alyssa? It feels like a reset button. And she just gets this big smile on her face. And she goes, it is. She goes, I've come from a company, another network marketing company that did something very similar. That's why they brought me in. I couldn't tell you everything. But this is it, Jill. And my belief even grew more that moment. And my job as a leader to each and every one of you is to transfer that belief. So we have the basic principle of doing a reset, to changing the vibration in our mindset by following these growth principles, success principles. And they're really tied to that bigger purpose, that spiritual, whatever you like to call God, prayer, whatever you choose to call it. But this is the real deal. And I know LifeVantage is in that space of love and connection. So you're like, well, Jill, I got that, dream building stuff. And I want to know how to invite, I want to know, how do I take it to the next level? That's critical. What just happened just then, what we just went over. Number 2, foundationally, is learning that story. I've got 5 minutes. Are we okay? Got a couple more minutes. I'll try to squeeze it in. I was like, I wanted to teach about 2 hours today, so I'm squeezing a lot in. So I'm throwing up on you a little bit. So are you okay with me going? So the story. The story is critical. And you're like, I know I've heard that before, Jill. I'm going to work on my story tomorrow, right? Have you practiced your story in the backyard to the dog, the 2-minute story? It does several things. It's going to build your confidence and your belief. This is proven through years of study through Dale Carnegie. Your story, 3 parts to the story, and write it down, is the struggle, right? We have to relate to someone, right? The struggle of being at the soccer fields, not being able to afford the payments that we had, all the fees, the soccer fees, right? Not being able to afford the tuition for private school, right? Make it so build the relationship with the person you're connecting so you can relate to the struggle. We all have struggles. We're all human. And then the journey to figure that out. So number 1, the struggle, the journey to figure it out. I heard the whispers. I felt the energy in the room and felt like LifeVantage was a place for me and the solution to success. I found that if Gabe and I worked in the nooks and crannies of our time and saw clearly where we were going, things were going to change. Hold on to our coattails. Let's have some fun and go travel the world together and make a ton of money. Do you see? And so how many times I have told or encouraged people, coach people, I hate to be absolute, is to learn your story. It's the first piece to the 6 steps of an opportunity meeting. Start paying attention to your opportunity meetings. There's 6 steps to them. Number 1 is your story, foundational to all businesses, regardless of, it doesn't have to be network marketing. This is foundational. I got to wrap up. Just remember on that invite, build a relationship, ask for permission, and edify. Say something great about them. Tanya, oh my gosh, I love your energy. I love how you're so optimistic, how you have such a heart to help people. Are you open to looking at something that's literally been life-changing for thousands of people around the globe? Okay. All right, we've got some work to do. We've got end of the month. Okay, so we do a closeout. Some of you have organizations. Some of you are kind of by yourself right now. Look at where you are. Number 1, this is what Gabe and I are doing. We have several business centers. Do we have 3 customers that equal 150 in PV? Because the new compensation plan, we cannot buy all our product. So we're going to make sure we've got 3 customers everywhere we need them. Okay. We're actively looking at our organization. Look at yourself, go down your genealogy and look at your team. All right. Number 2, critical. We have that customer appreciation. We want all our customers right now to be part of that inner circle. It's an opportunity, number 1, to reach out to customers that may have been on subscription. I try to not say auto ship, subscription. We can go back to the old, the new, and make sure everybody's on subscription so they're automatically grandfathered into that inner circle. All right, that's a to-do for you this week. Another to-do for you, so now 3 customers, make sure all our personal customers are on subscription, help your team make sure as well. And 1 and 3, that's the messaging we're all teaching. 1 distributor, 3 customers. I challenge you, let's show Sean and Michelle that we can all do this. I'm working on it this week for my close, all right? For my close of my month, because I have to lead by example. 1 distributor, 3 new customers, all right? Now, do you have any questions? Now, before I close up though, I do want to say one thing, that this has been the most profound business model I've ever been a part of. I've been a part of corporate communications. I've owned my own company in what I would call traditional business. And this is the most beautiful, profound business model. And LifeVantage is the most amazing company. And we are a legacy company. I want each one of you on this call today to embrace this with a heart of serving others and changing people's lives. Come out of that fear cycle. Stop making excuses. Write those things down like I did last night. It's a little scary, right? Because you're making a commitment. You're making a decision with the universe, basically. And get this done, and let's change the world together. And I'll look to see if you have any questions or anything else.
Jill, I just wanted to thank you. A couple things I want to say. You were talking about your son teaching you, but I mean, for all of us that are parents, we know that you're the one that led by example first. It's you and Gabe doing something scary, taking that stance and going with LifeVantage, trying to disprove it, and doing what you've done and becoming Master Pro 10s. I mean, you truly led the way for your son. So it's beautiful to see that full circle. And then the other one was in the beginning when you were showing us those key points in the book, Think and Grow Rich. And you said you have to make that decision. Have you made that decision? And I thought of the pose right away, you guys, right? Like we all know that they decided, it's a tattoo on Sean's wrist. They decided to go Pro 10, but they didn't decide in secret. Like everybody knew, their household knew, everyone was in alignment at home, and we all knew, like they made that decision and they went after that. And we have this ability right now with Evolve to make that decision that we grow as LifeVantage grows. And I love, and now they're in Bora Bora because of it. Come on. And then writing a clear and concise statement. I love that as well. I heard the other day they talked about discipline, and they explained the word discipline by saying, choosing what you want most over what you want right now. And so I think all of us in writing down exactly what we want with this Evolve plan and choosing what we want most over what's comfortable, what might be entertaining, what might be relaxing right now. I know I'm speaking to myself. Those are the moments when discipline really takes effect. And it only takes effect if you know what you're truly going after. If you don't know what you're going after and you're not concise with it, you don't have that statement, you're not going to make the decision that's necessary to move you forward. You're going to do the thing that's comfortable. So thank you so much, Jill. I love those takeaways. You brought so much value, just like you intended to.
Steve Fife, we ask you, are you guys all in? Steve Fife asked me that, our CEO, are you all in? And those are some questions you need to look in the mirror and ask.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to do the shampoo thing, so we're not going to be riding a roller coaster in any frames tonight. But I hope you guys are enjoying your wonderful long weekend, and I'm proud of you for plugging in tonight. I know a lot of people.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
So, yes, thank you, Jill. We appreciate you.
I can't wait to see you at in New Orleans, each and every one of you. Can't wait. Make sure to come up to me.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.